Today we will discuss some topics that have been going on, such as SEAL Team 6 and Florida Park rapper Fat Swagg killed after 4 suspects drop over 100 shots. Riff gets shot at by Skino in Fat Motion and goes off on female Perk Head. And we will also get into fans react to Gizwop new 37 stomach tattoo. And Gizwop responds to snitch rumors. The first topic we will get into is Gizwop gets new stomach tattoo and responds to snitch rumors. Recently, Gizwop would go to Instagram showing off his new 37th stomach tattoo, and fans would have a lot to say about this new tattoo. Gizwop would go viral a few times after some unreleased with Jake and Q50 would surface. He would drop a new love song and pop out with a new girlfriend, and he would also post a sneak diss to one of his men who is allegedly out here throwing salt on his name. Stand on everything you say. Salt kill Sneals. I'm way too much of a gangster, and you know that I got everything on my own. You can't get nothing from me. Work for it like I did, and I been did that fed shit. It's sweet, I won't ever snitch on a coward. Do you think Gizwop sneak dissing one of his men? The streets would react to Gizwop new tattoo in response to snitch rumors.
Put some money up, stop playing me. You don't want to say nothing? Huh? You don't want to say nothing?
You're supporting black-owned business.
Okay! Period. What else? I'm gonna shut up.
Come shop. Come shop.
Come shop.
Come shop.
The next topic we will get into is Riff drags on Perk Head and gets shot at by Skino in Fat Motion. Recently, Riff would go viral after some posts would surface of him with new gumball machine chain after King of DC chain gets took, him dragging on female Perk Head, and allegedly getting shot at by Skino in Fat Motion. Riff would post himself to Instagram with a new chain after he would be robbed for his King of DC chain, and this post would come after a lot of different females would come out claiming that Riff allegedly has herpes. 2 females can be seen texting each other, discussing their symptoms and how they both were seeing Riff at the time. JG Riff would also go viral after dragging on a female who posted about how perk intercourse is the best, and he would block these females and proceed to drag on her and females like her.
Any bitch on hard drugs, stay far away from me. Coke, perk, boots. Eat pills. Over there.
This perk head would post responding to Riff saying, "Y'all on like shit. Bit, I don't do perks. And I don't know, bruh. Now get off." I don't even know why he that mad, I guess. Rap, not working comedian. The new thing, and for the bitches if I did, y'all bitches would never know. I look bomb L, kiss my flat ass. Another Riff post would surface after Black Box Records would claim they shot at Riff saying, "Somebody tell JG Riff stick to them clubs, and after hours they be trying to hang with day C's and B's is not a good idea." Hashtag dropped it off. Skinno and Fat Motion would then go to TikTok showing off some heavy artillery. Do you think JG Riff needs to tighten up? The streets would react.
PSA. We from the city, my nigga. So, you know, it's 4 corners on this. That jump go boom, 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 boom. You did not f my bitch, Bob. I ain't gonna say I f. Cause we from the city, Bob. We rotating these. Everybody gonna get a taste of everybody. Do not get out here talking about you doing X, Y, and Z. Cause if that's the case, nigga do that. I the nigga do my bad. We gonna continue to f. Cause that's how the way this shit go. But we ain't gonna laugh. Cause we from the city, Bob. 4 corners. There's nowhere these can go and be aliens. There's no way.
Everybody touches everybody.
So everybody gonna get a piece of everybody, Bob. You is not f.
And for the last topic, we will discuss Fat Swagg killed. Recently, news would break that Northwest rapper Fat Swagg was just killed after multiple shots were fired into a courtyard on 5th Street, and this would be the same exact place where 2 men and a 5-year-old boy would be shot at only 3 months earlier. People would assume that the same people did both shootings, but this Fat Swagg shooting may have been retaliation for 4 Orco. After YC Cat, who is related to Fat Swagg, would just be arrested for the mass shooting that killed Northwest rapper 4 Orco and injured 8 others. Immediately after the news of Fat Swagg dying his ops from CHV and 3,500 would go to Instagram trolling. P-Dub and would go to Instagram posting him with a lot of hats on his head signifying that he or his men were responsible, and he would follow up posting an insane throwback video of Fat Swagg getting kicked off the unit in jail for being a hot nigga. CHV would post saying Fat Swagg can't drop no weak ass music no more. Cool. On Letty, that man just got hit with over 100. Fallen CHV member OCG Son would go to Instagram laughing at Fat Swagg too. Only days before Swagg death, Migo Lee would post super disrespectful disses to his ops. Do you think this was the cause of this shooting? Fat Swagg last story post would be his new music video, him at work and him wishing his granddad who passed a happy birthday. Articles on Swagg death would say 1 killed, 1 critically injured in shooting in Shaw, 2 people were shot Wednesday afternoon in an apparent drive-by in the Shaw neighborhood of Northwest DC, and police say one of the victims died. The other victim was rushed to a local hospital with extremely critical injuries. Neighbors told News 4 they heard gunshots around 2:20 p.m. on the 1300 block of 5th Street NW, a few blocks east of the Washington Convention Center. When police arrived, they found 2 men with multiple gunshot wounds collapsed in the street. It wasn't immediately clear whether the victims were found outside or inside a home or other building. Yellow caution tape was stretched over the roadway amid the emergency response. There is a police crime camera about 50 feet from where the victims were found, as well as a nearby flock camera which reads license plates. There was no information immediately available on what may have led to the shooting. The shooting was one of 5 reported in DC in about a 35-minute span from a little before 2 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. The neighborhood near 5th and N Streets NW has been struggling with what police believe is a chain of retaliatory violence between at least 2 groups. Last December, 4 men were shot there. All survived their injuries. Last May, in the same place was another shooting. Police said gunmen on foot indiscriminately opened fire on a crowd of people, injuring 3, including a 5-year-old boy. All survived. The area has been the focus of intense effort by DC police with extra patrols and electronic surveillance, including a crime camera and 2 flock license plate reader cameras. But the violence has continued. The area has been the focus of intense effort by DC police, with extra patrols and electronic surveillance, including a crime camera and 2 flock license plate reader cameras. But the violence has continued. Members of the National Guard assigned by President Donald Trump to patrol the nation's capital arrived after the shooting, according to neighbors. They appeared to be assisting DC police with keeping the street closed during the investigation. DC police believe the shooting suspects were in a white Honda with red markings and Maryland license plates. Police have released no suspect descriptions. The second person who was shot with Fat Swagg would be identified, and rumors would also surface saying Swagg was shot off a Lime bike. This death would crush the entire uptown and multiple hoods on the north and south. Migo Lee would post about Swagg saying, "You just broke my heart, brah." What the f I'm supposed to do, cause I love you, Swagg. I love you so much, uncle. I don't know how this shit just went like this, brah. I love you so much, uncle. Swear to God, you know, always looked up to you and all this shit. How the f you do me like this? Came to pick you up from the feds. You supposed to came and pick me up. I love you, brah. I got Carter, that's my word. Do you think this Fat Swagg shooting was retaliation for these disrespectful Migo Lee posts, or YC Cat being arrested 6 years later for 4 or Cho murder? The streets would react to Fat Swagg killed. That's the end of this video. Like, comment, subscribe.
Fire or something else? Is it fire or something else?
Breaking news here on the corner of N and 5th Streets in Northwest. You can see a ton of police here behind me. We are told by DC police that one man has died. Another is in the hospital in serious condition after a shooting here not far from where I am standing. I want you to take a look at some video. You can see at least 36 evidence markers down on the ground. Now, if this area looks familiar to you, it's because a 5-year-old was among several people who were shot here earlier this year. So, you know, the people who live in this area really shaken up, but also not surprised when they heard gunfire earlier this afternoon. Again, one man has died, another in serious condition in the hospital. Now, if you have any information about what happened, police are asking you to give DC police a call.
A 5-year-old boy and 2 men recovering after a triple shooting in D.C.
24 hours later, the shooting, the D.C. police now still searching for the suspects, those responsible. Fox 5's Shamari Stone has this update from Northwest.
Tonight, I'm in an apartment located near where those shots were fired in the courtyard. Right now, police are searching for the 2 shooters who they say were dressed in all black. Imagine being inside of your apartment. You're sleeping, you're making your bed, you're doing dishes, you're sitting in your chair in your living room, and you suddenly hear those shots fired. Some people got down low. They looked through the window just to see what was going on. Outside in that courtyard is where that 5-year-old boy and those 2 men were shot last night around 7:15. Let's roll some video. People tell me it sounded like a war zone, rapid gunfire spraying across the courtyard at this apartment community on the 400 block of N Street Northwest, hitting that young 5-year-old boy who was playing with toys along with 2 men, all surviving. Detectives tell me the 2 shooters opened fire indiscriminately, randomly, from around 100 yards away, with officers just 2 blocks away and National Guard members patrolling the neighborhood, according to people who live out here. After the shooting, the suspects hopped on bicycles and got away by the time police arrived. You're now going to hear from a woman who heard the shots fired.
You know, you can't go outside. You know, you never know who's out there and what's going to happen.
And what do you say to people watching this who say that's no way to live?
It's no way to live, but this is where we live. This is the reality of it.
And tonight we've learned that the owner of this white Lexus came outside to find a bullet hole on her car. We were unable to contact the 2 men who were shot, and as the owner for the white Lexus, she didn't want to talk. As for the family of this 5-year-old, police did not release his name because, of course, he is a minor. People who we talk to in this community are praying for the family of this 5-year-old and him. Meanwhile, if you have any information about the shooting, call DC Police.
And welcome into the 6. We start with a Fox 5 News alert. 1 man dead, another in the hospital after a shooting in Northwest D.C. Police still searching for suspects at this hour. Let's get right to Regina Ureta live at the scene with the latest that we're finding out this hour. Hey, Regina.
Hey, Sharon. Yeah, well, this has now turned into a homicide investigation. Authorities have confirmed that one man is dead, another one in the hospital after a shooting that took place here in Northwest D.C. Now, right behind me, you can still see that crime tape. The scene is still active here in this area. We have detectives, D.C. police, and National Guard members who are still on 5th Street marking evidence that could include shell casings and other critical clues as they work to determine exactly what happened. Police are now searching for the person or people responsible. But I want to show you video of the scene when we initially got here. According to D.C. police, just before 2:30 this afternoon, officers responded to reports of a shooting in the 1300 block of 5th Street Northwest. When officers arrived, they found two men suffering from gunshot wounds. D.C. Fire and EMS drove both victims to the hospital in critical condition, but police have since confirmed one of them died from his injuries. The other remains in the hospital. Today's shooting happened just blocks from another violent incident in April when a 5-year-old boy and two men were shot near N and 4th Street Northwest. Several neighbors told us they're afraid to speak, saying shootings happen in the area far too often. They echoed concerns they raised back in April, saying that despite heavy National Guard presence, deadly violence continues. So here's what one woman told us.
Not so safe, though. Not so safe, but anywhere, like I said, anywhere we go in D.C., anything can happen. So just, you're take your chances and walk around and see. Try not to go when it's dark. And I try to take the busiest streets because I believe those are safer.
And authorities are searching for a white Honda with red markings with Maryland plates reading 4EV62664. Again, 4EV6264. That is the Maryland license plate. Anybody with any additional information is advised to call authorities. Back to you.
9:30, we are learning new details after violence erupted just blocks from the Washington Convention Center. One man is dead and another is badly hurt after a shooting in Shaw.
Jess Arnold brings us up to speed on the investigation. Jess, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Now, at this hour, D.C. police are still searching for the shooter or shooters. Specifically, they want to know if you have seen a Honda, a white Honda with red markings and this Maryland license plate, 4EV6264. Now, the victim has been identified just in the last 20 minutes as 29-year-old Kenyon Malik Mano. Now, this was the scene yesterday, just blocks from the Washington Convention Center. That would be the victim who was killed because two men were shot. One killed, Maynor, who I just told you about, the other still in critical condition at last check. Police weren't able to provide an update on their condition when I reached out this morning. Now, this shooting happened in broad daylight around 2:30 in the afternoon near the intersection of 5th and N Streets in Northwest D.C. At least 36 evidence markers scattered along the road there, leaving neighbors shaken.
We need people to help us with this situation because we're not safe in D.C. no more. Anywhere you go.
I scared hope the bullet don't come through the window,
The shooting happened steps from the 2nd Northwest Co-op Homes apartment complex near that courtyard, which is where a 5-year-old boy and two men were shot just a few months ago in April. Neighbors say D.C. police have stepped up their presence in this area since then, so they were a little surprised by the brazenness of this incident. Again, in the middle of the afternoon, we're continuing to follow up with police this morning for updates in the investigation. They said right now there are no updates, so please, again, reach out to them if you see a white Honda with this Maryland license plate. I'll read it one more time for you, 4EV6264. In the studio, Jess Arnold, WUSA 9.
This is now a homicide investigation, and more detectives have been coming to the scene. We have a little video to show you what it looked like here earlier. There are multiple shell casings out on the street there. Those generally mark places of evidence, bullets and things like that. It looks like possibly they believe this was a drive-by shooting because there is a lookout for a white Honda with red lettering. Now, if you could come back out live to us, I want to show you something here. This has been a tremendous problem in this neighborhood, these shootings, going back to December. That this intersection, right where we are, 5th and N, what you are looking at right now is an DC police crime camera, maybe 50 feet from where the shooting happened. Over on the other side of the street, you can see affixed to that light pole is a flock camera. They read license plates. This has all been put into place as DC police try and deal with what has been an intractable problem in this neighborhood. We were here just in May. 3 people shot within a block of here, one of them a 5-year-old child. In December, 5 people shot in this same block. It has been a tremendous focus of resources for DC police, and yet, unfortunately, as we saw here today, it is something that is just a resistant situation here, with 2 men shot this afternoon and one of them tragically now been pronounced dead. And I want to tell you that about 25 minutes before this happened, 3 men were shot on the other side of the city, 62nd and Banks Street Northeast. We are told all 3 of those people are in conscious and breathing, but they did make an arrest in that case. In this case here in the 1300 block of 5th Street Northwest, unfortunately, one person dead, the other person said to be in extremely critical condition, and no word of an arrest. Live in Northwest, back to you.
Jackie, just really quickly, we can't help but notice the National Guard members that are to your back. Were they able to get to the scene before police? Were they just in the area? What's sort of their involvement, if any?
They were not, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because I did want to mention that there were almost 10 of them standing here before. Neighbors tell us that the National Guard members were not here at the time of this shooting, but we have seen vans bringing in a number of them since this happened, and they were at one point brought a large cooler of water up to DC police, but no, they were not here at the time, according to witnesses, according to neighbors.
All right, our Jackie Benson live for us. Jackie, thank you.
Thank you, Jackie. And with a Fox 5 exclusive, we're hearing from the family of a DC rapper who was shot and killed Wednesday afternoon in Northwest DC.
Shamari Stone has the story.
Tonight, the family of 29-year-old Kayvon Maynor is devastated. I'm here on the 1300 block of 5th Street Northwest where these shots were fired. I'm inside of a row house. The owner doesn't want us to reveal his name out of concern of retaliation. He tells me that he heard dozens of shots fired outside. Meanwhile, the Maynor family wants to know who killed Fat Swagg and why. Exclusive Ring camera video showing seconds after 29-year-old Kayvon Maynor, also known as Fat Swagg, is gunned down on the 1300 block of 5th Street Northwest around 2:15 Wednesday afternoon. Tonight, detectives are looking for suspects and a motive in the murder of the popular rapper and father of a little girl. Officers responding after the shots are fired, finding Fat Swagg and another man suffering from gunshot wounds. Tonight, the other guy is recovering at a hospital. Meanwhile, Fat Swagg's aunt misses him and exclusively tells me he moved in with her after his mother died in 2017. What is going through your mind right now?
Right now, I'm angry about the violence that's going on in DC, and I miss my nephew. And right now, I'm hurting for his daughter, who's about to turn 8 years old. And the rest of my family members, his siblings, his cousins, we're all just having a hard time at this time.
Do you have any idea who killed him and why?
No, I don't.
As you can see, the Maynor family does want justice. Now, police are looking for a white Honda suspected of being involved in this shooting. Meanwhile, call DC police if you have any information. There's a reward of up to $25,000 for information that leads to an arrest and a conviction. I'm Shamari Stone here in the Shaw neighborhood. Back to you.
Okay. All in Russell. It's done. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Bank bro shit, nigga. Dog. Let's go.
Go get that money, young nigga. Get money, big. Go get that money, young nigga. Go. They gon' look at you down if you ain't got no cash. You bummy, little nigga. You better run up that money, little nigga. Better stack 'em like Tony, little nigga. Cause the streets fucked up, nigga. Ain't got no luck. Got no luck. That we want that little nigga. Let's go. Go get that money, young nigga. Get money, big. Go get that money, young nigga. Go. They gon' look at you down if you ain't got no cash. You bummy, little nigga. You better run up that money, little nigga. Better stack 'em like Tony, little nigga. Cause the streets fucked up, nigga. Ain't got no luck. This the shit that we want that little nigga. If you want some money, little nigga, get that fit, make the Chinese come quicker. Get a brick and it split down the middle. She hit, she ain't going to the spill. That dog and be serving that dog out the kitchen. Nigga, I go hit that roll, all I need is a nigga was talking too much, then they smacked out the step. I'm out on the man in the middle.